I think the discovery of life beyond Earth, particularly intelligent technological life beyond Earth, will be one of the most profound and exciting discoveries in human history. In 2009, the Kepler Space Telescope was launched, and for 3 years it was staring at one piece of sky about the size of your fist. And in the field of view of that telescope were about 200,000 or more stars that were still, from the point of view of this telescope, just tiny points of light. But the instrumentation on that telescope was so sensitive that looking at all these little points, it could see the periodical dimming of individual stars as a result of planets going around them. And it found thousands of planets going around these stars. And the statistical outcome was that absolutely every star in the sky is in fact a solar system, which is an amazing, sort of mind-blowing concept to suddenly go from a point in time in human history where we do nothing about the possible presence of planets beyond our own solar system to now they're everywhere, billions of them. Statistically, there are likely more planets than stars. How many stars have planets? How many of those planets are in the habitable zone or Goldilocks zone of their star? And if there are habitable planets, in how many cases has life emerged? And if life has emerged, in how many cases has intelligence had the chance to evolve and emerge? And if intelligent life has emerged on a particular world, in how many cases might technological advanced civilizations have ultimately evolved from that initial intelligence? There's 3 ways to look for life in the universe. The first is in situ, which means in place, which literally means if you're curious about whether life might exist on this other planet, say in our own solar system, send equipment there, send technology there to look for it. That, for example, is what the Perseverance rover has as its mission on Mars, to look for signs of life past or present on that planet. The second way is remote sensing. That's using instruments like telescopes, most notably and most recently the James Webb Space Telescope, for look for the signatures of life that might be present in, say, the atmospheres of so-called exoplanets or planets orbiting other stars besides our sun. So the James Webb Space Telescope can do something called molecular spectroscopy, which allows it to characterize the atmosphere of other planets. And the atmospheric composition of these other worlds may give hints that there's life on that planet, because the composition of that atmosphere wouldn't be possible without the presence of life feeding it. The third way to look for life in the universe is what we call SETI, which stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. That's looking for signs of extraterrestrial technology, like a laser pulse or a radio transmission, or something else that nature doesn't produce, and we can verify that the source of this phenomena is someplace far away outside of our solar system. This is a so-called technosignature, and a technosignature has the advantage over, say, a biosignature of being definitive. It's kind of like real hard proof that there's life and, in fact, intelligent technological life on the world that emitted that signal. I think that the question about life beyond Earth is one of the most profound and open questions in all of the sciences. And I think that this question about is there life elsewhere is a question that humans have been asking probably since the time that they developed language and could communicate with each other. For most of human history, that question has been confined to the realms of philosophy and religion. And what's an extraordinary reality about the time we live in is we actually have the tools and the technology and the science to really answer that question. If we find evidence of life on some other planet or a moon, and it's far away from Earth, we can probably conclude that that life had its own unique biogenesis or its own unique origins. It came to be on its own and has nothing to do with the starting of life on Earth. My personal belief is that what we may discover is the most remarkable thing about life is that it's not remarkable at all, that it happens everywhere it's possible. Life itself, I think we're going to discover, is an emergent process that has happened everywhere.